Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I am going to be sharing some of my college essentials with you. Now, I am nearing the end of my college career and it's been a ride. So today I just wanted to share some items with you that I have found to be very helpful for my college journey. If you're just in your 20s, maybe you'll like these things. Number one, this is just a basic thing in general, but do not buy yourself expensive dishes, especially if you're living in a dorm, especially if you're living with random roommates. I mean, some random roommates are great. Actually, all the times I've had random roommates, it's worked out pretty phenomenally. So I can't really speak much on that, but just don't buy yourself super expensive dishes because you are gonna kind of destroy your dishes a little bit. They're just not gonna be your top priority. Me personally, this Target pan, I mean, she's looking pretty rough. She's looking pretty rough, I'm not gonna lie, but I have used this literally every single day for like 2.5 years, and it was like $6 at Target. Am I probably eating some of the metals that I've scraped off here? Yeah, maybe. Wait till you know, are in your adult home to buy yourself all that nice stuff. Not saying that you don't deserve nice things, but maybe just don't buy the most expensive things right now. We all know these baddies as well. They're very cheap. The cups, they're okay. I don't love them. I actually really prefer these glass mason jars. This is my second suggestion for cups, is you can get a pack of 12 of these. I actually don't know how much they are because my mother bought them for me. Thank you, Mom. I do really like these, and you know, I have a set of 12. I've had them for 2 years. They come with lids, so they're also good for like storing things if you're someone who likes to make overnight oats. That's not me. Like, I just got done with one of these. I put some white vinegar and some old like orange peels in there, and that vinegar I can use after you like strain it. It's a really great cleaning solution, and it has like a nice citrusy scent. I grew up drinking out of jars like these, so they just feel very homey to me. I know other people, like my best friend has a cat, and so she likes to use the plastic ones just because if the cat knocks over the cup or something, then nothing shatters. Do whatever you think works best for your lifestyle. I've just had a lot of soup in this bowl, and so there's this like permanent ring around it, so let's ignore that. But I actually am a huge fan of these bowls because they are very deep bowls. You could have a bowl of soup in this and not be like carefully carrying it to wherever you're gonna eat. Second thing, you're into having your nails done and you also have the time. I will say this is a bit of a commitment. This is not gonna work for everyone, but buy your own nail stuff. I have all mine in this big bag here. I taught myself to do dip powder after I graduated high school. I knew that I was not gonna be able to, one, afford to get my nails done every 2 weeks in college, and two, I've also just discovered that there's not a whole lot of great places where I live to get nails done, and I just generally don't want to spend money on it anymore, so I don't have them done right now. It takes me about 2 to 3 hours to do my nails depending on the length and like the design and all that kind of stuff. So I will say this is a whole ass hobby to get into, you know. It's also nice to do while you put it like on a movie in the background or something. But yeah, I learned from like a YouTube video, and then I just wrote out the steps on this paper. I bought all of these dip powders from, the majority of them are from Amazon. You can buy some at Sally's Beauty too. There's also tons of Etsy shops that make their own dip powders, and they're unique, they're gorgeous. All the like really like pretty glittery ones that I have, I've bought off of Etsy, and every time I do my nails with those powders, I get so many compliments on them. I mean, if you want a cheaper option, I guess Amazon, but I would also highly recommend checking out dip powders on Etsy because small business and they're just more unique if you like that sort of thing. Personally, I'm very big on, you know, unique jewelry, unique outfits. If you're a fan of shopping on Depop or thrifting, you probably know what I'm saying. You want to stand out in a good way where people are like, wow, that's really cool, where'd you get it? And you're like, oh, I thrifted it. You know, you can't have it, you can't buy it, you can't find it, it's mine. Not that it's like that, but it kind of is a little bit. I cannot do nails on other people. I really can only do them on myself. So if you do want to do this and you get good at it, it's also a good little like side business you could have. Or if you don't want to do this, just go buy press-ons from Target. So many of the girlies in my town use the press-on nails, and we all love them. If you actually follow the instructions on press-on nails, they can last a decent amount of time. I've done press-on nails that have lasted like 2 weeks. Number 3, the next household product I would highly suggest you get is a vacuum. Now, this is my vacuum. Let's back up so you can see her in her full glory. She has an eye on her. She doesn't have a name, but this is my Dyson vacuum. First of all, I would just recommend any kind of vacuum for your floors. Especially if you live in a dorm, it's gonna get kind of gross. You're gonna need a vacuum. I did not buy this vacuum. I actually acquired this baddie for free, and let me tell you how. When people move out of their dorms, when they move out of their college apartments, they leave all kinds of crap. My sophomore year, I lived in an apartment that happened to be right next to the dumpster. And one day I was sitting on the couch and I see this girlie walk out and throw this Dyson vacuum into the dumpster, and I was like and I literally, the second she left, I opened my apartment door and I walked out there and I got into the dumpster and I got the vacuum out, and I was like, oh my god, OMG, a Dyson vacuum. And you know what is even better about this story is that this vacuum is the exact vacuum my mom had when I was growing up. Like, when I saw that girl throw away this vacuum, it was like I felt God in the chills, you know what I'm saying? Like, there was no way. It was an unbelievable day. It's been phenomenal since. I've had to take it to get a repair at some point, and that was like $40, but considering that I didn't actually have to pay for this Dyson vacuum, I am happy to pay $40 for a repair, you know? Highly recommend the vacuum. Highly recommend keeping an eye on the dumpsters in your college town. I don't think, you're not really supposed to dumpster dive technically, so be careful, be cautious, you know, at your own risk. That is the story of this vacuum, and I hope that you all find your dream dumpster vacuums one day. All right, next household item I would recommend would be a sleep mask. Now, I got this sleep mask like in some kind of subscription box or something in like middle school or whatever, and I have never used it up until this year. Now, I will say there's a time and a place for these sleep masks. I have really been enjoying this past year because the blinds on my window where I currently live are kind of disintegrating, and they don't block out the light very well, you know? So when I'm trying to sleep in the mornings, they don't do anything. I need darkness to sleep personally. I could put up some curtains, but I feel like I would open my window less if I had curtains. I don't wear it all night, but usually I'll wake up at some point at like 6, 7 a.m. and then I'll grab this sleep mask and then I'll just put it on and I'll go back to sleep for a couple more hours. The only issue with this that I've had is there was one time I like had kind of a nightmare. In my nightmare I like couldn't really see, and then when I was like trying to wake up, I was like, what is on my face? And so it was a little bit scary at that point. All right, next up in the personal care slash health items is some chapstick. I put chapstick on religiously. This is my personal favorite. It's the Burt's Bees one. It is the tropical set. We got the berry agua fresca, amazing. We got the dragon fruit lemon, phenomenal. The coconut and pear, this is probably my least favorite out of this pack, but it's by far not the worst Burt's Bees chapstick they've made. And then we have the tropical pineapple, phenomenal once again. This is the chapstick of the year. Even when you're sitting in class and you get a little bored, you know, it's like a little fidget. You're like, like I'm kind of bored. Like, what should I do? Put on chapstick. If there's ever something to do, it's to put on chapstick. We have one more sort of like household item, and then the rest are gonna be some more fun essentials, but still very much college essentials. The lanyard is gonna be so amazing for you. This lanyard is from Kaleido Threads. This card holder is from Kaleido Threads. These I cannot sell because this is a licensed character. However, the lanyards are available to purchase from Kaleido Threads. Link in description. We have Etsy and Depop currently up. I make a lot of lanyards. There's many options for you. This green floral one, I have the full-length lanyards, and I also have many shorter lanyards as well. You're gonna have to go check them out. And this is not even all the options, guys. Like, I'm not even gonna show you all the options right now. We have this sort of crocodile-y, shiny pattern. We just got some like simple little dainty flower ones. We have this sort of like red watercolor-y type one, sort of plaid. Next item is gonna be a tripod. Obviously this isn't probably a necessity for everyone, but I feel like since online classes and stuff like that have become more popular in the last several years, in case you ever need to film a video for class, I do recommend looking up like iPhone tripod or like whatever your phone is, or just phone tripod, because this one is set up to hold a phone. Also, if you're into like selling clothes on Depop or anything like that, a tripod is really great for that. Now for some more fun items, a whiteboard. Now I got this whiteboard from Costco several years ago. I will write all of my assignments on this, and this just really keeps me on task because then I can see everything I want to do and then I just erase it when the task is complete. I also just like love writing on whiteboards. I don't know what it is, I love writing on whiteboards. Now let's move on to my college party essentials. If you're gonna go to some college functions, if you're gonna go to some college parties, a lot of them, at least in my experience, I'm not much of a frat goer per se. I'm more of a house party, or I can't say that I've like been out to any bars because I haven't. Literally just turned 21, okay? Many of these parties have theme. You have a reason to get ready before the party, and that's super fun, and then you get to see everyone's cool fits at the party, and that's also super fun. So I would recommend having at least some kind of costume material on hand. Some of the ones that I have are just like some cowgirl boy person kind of outfits. So my sister gifted me this lovely Bud Light hat I wore to my own birthday party not too long ago. Always a cowboy hat is just a really easy thing to get. My old roommates found theirs at a thrift store, so keep an eye out when you're at the thrift store because you can get them for super cheap as well. If you have had a fast food job, like I used to work at Crumble Cookie and I saved my uniform for that. Like I worked at a pizza place, and then for Halloween I wore my Crumble Cookies uniform to the pizza place. I thought it was hilarious. Nobody else said anything, but I thought it was funny. Next, a parachute. I mean this kind of parachute. I mean the PE parachute. American Public School System Gymnasium Physical Education parachute. I bought this parachute when I was in like elementary school, okay? It was like $12 or $15 at Target at the time, you know, when you could go to Target and buy something for under $20. And I have kept it ever since. And not only has it been a hit every single year of college, but I recently just had my 21st birthday and it was even a hit there. People love the parachute, especially queer people. We all feel safe under the parachute. Solidarity under the parachute. This one is only 12 handles, so you could definitely get something bigger, but I find this to be perfect, especially if you're in an apartment or something. You probably don't have like a whole ton of space. I will keep this for the rest of my life. I will die with this parachute. My next really simple and really easy and free, depends on what resources you have on hand, but my next party essential for college is a fortune teller. Now this is even something that you can bring the paper and a pen and make it at the party, because that's also entertains people. There was one time I made a fortune teller at a function and I had like 1 or 2 people watching me make this fortune teller. You know, I don't know why, but this is also a great way to meet people. If you're at a party and you're like, I really would just want to like meet some people tonight, you know, and it is hard to go up to people and meet them. But if you go up to someone and you say, do you want a fortune? What are they gonna say? No? And if they say no, maybe that's not someone you wanted to be friends with anyways, you know? The majority of the time they're gonna say hell yeah. You do your fortune however you want. I just made this one as a little example for you. This one has numbers on the outside. I would actually recommend doing like colors or just like random objects, you know, literally do any category. It doesn't even have to be a category. You could just do anything. You could literally put tree, seashell, capitalism, brick, and people get a pick from those things. And then initially that's also gonna throw them off because they're gonna be like, what? And you're just gonna be like, pick one. Try not to make it like super long of words because you're the one gonna be having to do this whole thing, you know, and how many times do you want to do that? So be careful what you do here. On the 3rd time, you're just gonna have them pick another thing, and then that's when you're gonna open it and give them their fortune. Just literally put whatever you're thinking of. Like, it does not matter. Just like write down anything. It doesn't have to be serious, especially if you're at a party and people are not sober. Like, you can tell people whatever you want, really. This one says, you will see a deer soon. You will grow an extra toe in the next 10 years. Just tell people whatever you want. Just say some crap, you know? Even being ominous, this one just says, watch out. In my experience, people have found this to be so silly, and I've talked to a multitude of new people that I wouldn't have otherwise talked to when I had the fortune teller out at the function. And finally, my last recommendation is the tarot cards. I know this is kind of a forbidden area for some people, so if you don't want to have tarot cards, don't do it. As a tarot reader, I mean, it's just kind of fun. It's a good way to practice tarot, is just to give people free little readings. Either be serious with your tarot or don't be serious with it. I don't know if that's like an irresponsible use of tarot. If it is, and there's any witches out there that are like, don't do that, I mean, comment below and correct me. But I mean, it's pretty fun. It's a pretty fun one, and people generally, I mean, if you're in the right crowd, they'll be pretty interested in this as well. Thank you you so much for watching this video. I hope you learned something, and I hope you have a new item to go search for on your college journey, or just on your journey in your 20s in general. And if you have any other ideas for college essentials, drop them in the comments below so we can all share our ideas with each other. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!